Ranu worked at a small-town libraria, quiet, sunlit place with dusty bookshelves, creaky wooden windows, and a clock that ticked a little too loudly in the silence. Every morning at 9, she'd arrive, wipe the tables, organize the books, and gently place her favorite poetry collection in the far corner where no one noticed. Ranu wasn't much of a talker, but her eyes, they spoke volumes. There was a kind of calm warmth in them, like early morning sunshine. Every day, at exactly 1 p.m., a man would walk in. Well-dressed, simple features, dusky skin, glasses perched on his nose, and always carrying a brown notebook. No one knew his name, where he came from, or what he did. All they knew was she'd sit in the far corner, open a book, pretend to read, and steal glances at Ranu. And Ranu noticed. She had, for a long time, but she never said a word. She only smiled softly when their eyes met. This silent dance continued for weeks, maybe months. One afternoon, the sky turned gray. Power went out. The smell of rain drifted in through the window. The library was almost empty. Soon the rain poured down, tapping hard against the glass. Ranu walked to the window to close it and noticed the man still there, seated quietly. She smiled and said, "You're here longer than usual today." The man looked up, slightly startled, then returned her smile. "Yes, I couldn't really concentrate on reading today. Someone kept showing up in every line." Ranu laughed gently, her cheeks flushing with color. It was the first time he said something like that. The man stood up slowly and walked toward the window, pulling out his umbrella. He stood next to her and asked, "Your name is Ranu, right?" She nodded. "I'm Adnan," he said. "This library, it changed something in me. You don't know it, but I've been writing about you." He pulled out his brown notebook and flipped through the pages. Then he read aloud. "There's a girl whose eyes hold spring. She doesn't speak much, but her quiet presence lights up the dullest of days." Ranu stood still, listening. Outside, the rain fell harder, but inside her chest, something softened, something warm and light. Adnan offered her a small piece of paper. "If, one day, you ever feel like talking beyond this library, this is where I live." Ranu took the note but said nothing. He left soon after. 2 days passed. Adnan didn't come. Ranu found herself glancing at the door again and again. The silence of the library felt heavier than usual. On the 3rd day, she walked to the poetry shelf, took out her favorite book, and quietly slid a small note between the pages. It read, "I like spring too. Shall we meet?" That very afternoon, Adnan returned. They didn't speak much. Not yet. Ranu walked up to him with her own notebook, and together, they began writing their spring page by page, day by day.